Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video. We are now so incredibly close to the beta. It is not long now. I can't wait for you guys to have a chance to jump in, go hands on yourself. I can't wait just to jump back in and play even more, but I thought we would pass the time, try and fill the void by bringing you guys a little bit more gameplay from my time recording in Japan. This is a hunt I haven't uploaded just yet. It is a multiplayer hunt. A lot of the stuff that I've been uploading recently is solo stuff. This is a multiplayer hunt. I'm playing with the community manager Socks, as well as Holly from PlayStation Access, and another one of the games journalists that was there as well. So we've got myself using the trusty Charge Blade, my favourite weapon. We also have Socks using the Insect Glaive. Holly is using the Dual Blade, and we have a Longsword user as well on top. So I figured this would be some sort of fun multiplayer gameplay. But what I thought we'd do in this one as well, talk a little bit about the monster, and do a couple of quick comparisons with how the monster sort of behaved or looked and some of the move patterns and whatnot in previous Monster Hunter titles. Specifically, I'm going to be using Monster Hunter Double Cross just because it's on the Switch. I was able to record it easily, so I thought a couple of the points during this video I will splice in some old school gameplay. So for those of you guys that are new to the series, you can see just how drastic the changes are. And of course, for those of you guys that are veterans or have kind of fought this monster before, then you can see how things differ. To be fair, you know, largely this monster does behave the same way. So if you guys have fought it before, then you will be very familiar with how it is. It is a returning monster. We are, of course, fighting the Barroth, which is a brute wyvern, but there are still a couple of changes worth noting. So if you do enjoy this, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions, but to begin with, this is also quite relevant, given that this is the Wildespire Waste, this is Barroth, and this will be one of the quests that you can do during the beta. This is considered the intermediate quest. If you guys saw the new beta information, if you haven't seen it, by the way, I'll link my beta video down below. It covers everything you need to know, go live times, when you can preload, the rewards you can get, platforms, requirements, everything like that. But this is one of the 3 quests you can do during the beta. The easy one being Great Jagras in the Ancient Forest, the intermediate quest being Barroth in the Wildespire Waste, and of course the harder one being Anjanath. And if you complete any of those quests, you'll unlock yourself a face camo, which is kind of part of the character creation. But also if you unlock, or if you kind of complete different quests, you also get different item packs. So this is something else to, to think about. But this is a map that you will have a chance to explore. From what I gather from reading the beta information, it doesn't sound like you'll actually have a chance to go around and do expedition stuff, but, there's nothing to stop you starting the quest and just going off and doing your own thing. However, a few things you might want to note. So this area here is actually quite important. This is in the middle of the Wildespire Waste, right by actually what they call the Wildespire. It's a massive kind of big stone or whatever it is, kind of obelisk. That sand pit in the middle is where Diablos can come out. Now, when you're playing this yourself, a couple of things you can note. Diablos can just come out of the ground after a while. General activity, combat, you just making noise above the ground. Sometimes it will just get a bit angry and come out. However, if you want to trigger it, you'll see floating around or flying around are a load of these different sort of drakes or these wyverns. I forgot the official name for them. But basically, if you go and switch to your slinger and you shoot one of those, then they basically screech. It's essentially sort of like a sonic bomb, if you will. And the action of them screeching is what triggers Diablos. So provided Diablos hasn't roamed somewhere else around the map, provided it's actually down below, then if you fire at one of them, that will actually begin the motion. So we'll get to that in just a second. But that's just something to kind of think about, because if you guys are playing and you want to be like, oh, let me just trigger this and get Diablos to fight Barroth, then that is definitely something you can do. A couple of things worth noting, of course, for Barroth, one of the main changes this time around in World with regards to his mud attack. So Barroth is one of those monsters similar to Geratados, or I guess Geratados would be similar to Barroth, given that Barroth came first. But the point is, Barroth is a monster that will roll around in the mud, and it will basically collect this mud in its body to create this sort of armor. Now, it hasn't actually done that here because we fought Barroth in the open and not by the swamp, so it hasn't actually had a chance to go back and recoat itself. So we're actually fighting in a pretty good, good place. Normally, when Barroth loses the, that was also really bad. I apologize for missing that ultra. Normally with Barroth, he will basically just sort of, if he gets if he sheds all of his mud, he will typically try and return to the swamp so he can roll around and then recoat himself from that, because that gives him an additional layer of armor. But it also means that he can then do the move where he shakes around and he throws out these mud piles. I'll slide something in here just so you guys can sort of see it, but basically this is sort of what he would normally do. And in World, they now appear these muck piles on the floor where if you walk in them you get stuck and you then have to sort of roll around. In previous Monster Hunter games, it would basically turn you into the mud snowman, so you'd then be walking around with this mud on you. It slows you down, you can't use your weapons, and it is quite a pain. But that is one of the main changes. In terms of actual move patterns, he does largely behave the same in this as how he does in Double Cross or previous games. Move-wise, he's got kind of his typical tail swings. When he gets angry, steam starts coming out of his head and he starts charging really fast at you. But one of the biggest changes is, of course, his mud attack. On the topic of mud as well, not forgetting that, similar to Gelatodos, in fact, very much the same, water-type weapons and your slinger are the two most effective ways to shed that mud armor. So if you are fighting it and you're bouncing off, or you just want to kind of clear some of the mud, if you have water-type weapons, or you have your you're always going to have your slinger. So if you have your slinger, you turn to that, you can then fire that and just, break it off. So again, something else to think about. But for the time being, that's pretty much it. This is coming to the very end. Barroth is, of course, limping already, so I'll leave you guys to watch the final bit of this. But that's pretty much it. That was a quick hunt against Barroth, a multiplayer hunt, so 4 of us playing together, and a look at a quest that you'll have a chance to do during the beta. If you guys have any questions, by all means, let me know in the comments down below. Keep it locked. I will have another video up later on this week. I will be busy for the next couple of days because the new Destiny DLC is dropping, so there will be videos for that for the next few days at least, but I will do a video just before the beta to try and give you guys sort of some tips and get you ready for everything you need to know. And then once the beta is live, I do plan to live stream it, so if you guys want to drop in and, see me play or have a chance to play with me, then I'll probably host some lobbies at some point, so it'll be a chance just to kind of mess around, have some fun, and just in general enjoy the beta. So that's it for the time being. Thank you for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.